Welcome back to GeekSmart, ladies and gentlemen. This time we're going to go back into the realm of networking and go through the setup of the Netgear Orbi system. So if you've not watched my review, I will post a link directly below and you can watch that now or later or whichever. But I've already been using this for a little while and I got a lot of great things to say about it. I have a few downsides to it, like any product, right? There's no perfect product out there, but definitely one of the best networking systems on the market in my opinion currently. There are a few out there that I would definitely recommend. In this case, I'm going to go through the setup and procedure about setting up the main router, and in this case also a satellite one as well. So you can obviously buy a 3-pack of this. You can add multiple satellites to that main router. They are all wirelessly linked. What I'm told is, and maybe I'm incorrect that it's available now, but that there probably is a wired software update coming, meaning you can wire the nodes together rather than only using the wireless capability. But as of the last time I set it up fully, there was no wired option. So I hope I will be proven wrong shortly, because that's one of the downsides in my opinion to this guy. But that said, having that dedicated wireless band to connect the satellite to the primary router is pretty awesome, because you're not going to bog down your Wi-Fi system just by connecting satellites. So we're going to actually go ahead and set it up with my handy dandy iPad Pro here. This setup procedure is going to act the same on any iOS device, whether it be an iPhone or iPad mini or whichever. But I'm going to do this up on this so it is a larger screen so you can see it better. You can also set this up through the browser as well, through a laptop desktop. So don't think that you're dedicated to a mobile device to do this. To be honest, the browser actually gives you more options. Can be probably a little bit easier to set them up. However, we're going to run through the app, and the app, well, definitely currently doesn't have the best review rating to it. We're going to go through that. So that said, first step is setting up the main router. So we're going to head right over there where I have my router and everything hooked up. I already have I actually have it all cleaned up, so there's nothing running there other than my modem, and we'll go from there. So here we go. So first of all, obviously this is where my router basically goes, because my modem's right there. My modem, actually, I did reset it already. Basically resetting it is just unplugging it from power, waiting 15-30 seconds, and then plugging it back in. That way you get a fresh IP address for whatever router you're placing. And that's the same if you just use the same router and just reset the router. You're probably going to want to also reset the modem. In this case, I have it all reset, so it should be good to go. That said, you can actually refer to these instructions in the Orbi box. There is a little pamphlet that does go over the basic instructions. And basically what we're going to do right now is set up the main router, plug it into power, plug it into the modem, and then we'll make sure it turns on, and we'll make sure that actually establishes the connection. And the top ring, which is up here, will glow colors. We're waiting for this to go white or flash white. So that's the color we're looking for. But that said, on the back of the main router, and you can see in the box it'll tell you which is the main router and which is the satellite when it says satellite right on it, right? So we're going to set up the main router, and I'm going to keep this up here for now. This is going to be your SSID and password to get into the router to set it up. So we're going to want to make sure that we have that handy. So there is a power button on here back here as well. So like if I pull it, if it's pushed out, if it's larger, the button is actually larger, that means does not have power. So I'm going to just start it with that. Plug the Ethernet cable from the modem itself into the internet port, which is the yellow port. On the satellite, there is no yellow port. There is no one that's labeled internet. So you'll know real quick if you have the satellite or not. And then I already have the power connection up here on a power cable that I actually have plugged into my surge protector, but it's kind of a distance for this cable. So I have one power cord up there. So I have everything plugged in. I don't have any lights going on because I don't have the power on. If you don't have any lights on here, and what you'll see here in a second, where it says power on off, there will be a light that'll go green as soon as I push this button in. So let's push it in. There we go. You can see the little green light right there that actually came up. And what's going to happen is eventually we'll actually get colors from this ring. So there we go. We just went white. So there's our white color, knowing that there is power going on. So we're going to actually let that go ahead and connect. The second step is actually going to be setting up the satellite, which is placing the satellite. Now they recommend placing the secondary satellite more towards the center of the home. That gives you the best coverage throughout the entire house, and it does keep the distance fairly short to the main router itself. You don't want to actually go outside the network capability of the main router to the satellite. And the satellite will actually tell you whether or not you're going to be in that distance or not. So we're going to actually take that satellite and go over to another room, more towards the center of the house, and place it there. So let's head over there. Now this room is kind of like a secondary kitchen, a basement kitchen, a room I don't really use very frequently. But it's actually got good action, or at least clean air right in the center of the house, which center of the house is going to be right over there. So since I have a really handy one here, and for this video purpose I'm going to set it on the counter. If it was me, I'd probably want to put it towards down the hallway in my house a little bit, which I may do here in a little while. But for setup purposes, this will be good. So I would probably recommend putting this on a surge protector, which I have to get another one out. But for today, I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the wall there, the wall outlet. And then I'm gonna make sure the power's off. I like plugging it and getting it all plugged in before I actually have the power go on. And then you can see here, there is no yellow internet connection. There is just 4 Ethernet ports for shared internet, USB port, and then a sync port button as well. So we're gonna go ahead and push the power button. It's gonna go green, so you can see the green light there. And now we're gonna wait for it to actually boot up. And in that process, we're gonna go ahead and skip forward until this gets going. So just like the main router, it started as a white, and now it's actually pulsating white. The next system of lights we're actually going to get is going to be telling us the connection, or as this actually tries to connect to the main router. So right now we're still in the pulse white phase. Eventually here it's actually going to start glowing colors. Now these colors in the actual instruction book can be discerned, right? There are 3 different colors that could actually go. If it goes solid blue, that means it has a good connection to the main Orbi, to the router, and that is a good placement. If we glow amber, kind of that orangish color, that color is going to tell you that the connection is fair. It's still connected to the router, but you're kind of in that outer phase of it, and so you're not going to get as good a speed connection between the 2 routers. So you might want to consider putting them a little bit closer together. If it actually goes solid magenta or a pinkish purple, it's basically telling you that there is no connection. It cannot connect to the router. It's too far away, or there's something in between it that's causing interference. There's a lot of things that actually could cause that, but it can actually go solid magenta. But if the solid magenta actually is in phase or actually on display for more than a minute, then you might want to consider definitely moving it or checking what's going on between them. So there we go, just actually went solid blue. Solid blue means I have a really good connection, which it should do. Down here is just standard drywall. It's only got a couple walls to go to get to the main router, so it's not a big deal. It's not, it's probably 30 feet from the main router, which I could definitely go further, but down here this is about a good placement for me, so I can actually get a good sense for it. I'm probably going to place it in the hallway in the end, but right here is a good place for me for doing the video. So solid blue means we're good to go to the next step, which basically is going to be connecting to the router. Now this it can be done here shortly, in a couple different ways. Like I said, we're going to do the app way, but we can also do orbilogin.com. So on to the next step. Okay, so here we go. I have the iPad up and running. I did grab the plastic piece off the top of the main router, which had my SSID and password. And I have this set up so I can actually use the Apple Pencil so my fingers and hands aren't in the way all the time. So I'm going to go to settings and connect to the Wi-Fi. So obviously if you have an Android device, this is going to be slightly different. But there we go, choose a network, Orbi 66, let's go to that. And I have the password. Looks like 847. So that's going to just be listed right there along with it, right? So it is showing that I'm connected. I have good Wi-Fi to it. Let's close that and open up the Orbi app. And it looks like we're going to go the other way. So that's fine. Let me set it up better. All right, so here we go on this now. We're going to go ahead and just do new system setup, which has the standard terms and conditions and fun. And obviously, I recommend you read this. Select your product. We actually have the Orbi Plus satellite, and obviously they do have one with 2 satellites as well. Reboot your modem, which I've already done. Connect to your Orbi, which I've already done. And obviously these are going to be the things that we've already done. So position your satellite. I've already done that and gotten that running. We've already gone to connect to the Wi-Fi, and now it's actually connecting to Orbi. So there we go. Orbi network detected. It's also checking the internet connection. Looks like internet's good to go. Detected satellites. Satellite, there it is right there. We're hitting next. Now we can actually create and change things. Admin. Let's see, for your security, please enter a new password. Password. GeekSmart 17. Security question. Let's go ahead and bring that down. Oh, let's just say Orbi. Why not? It's not, but we have to do these. Oh, of course. Gotta love autocorrect, right? Hit Orbi. There we go. Select question. What's your sister's first name? Don't have a sister, but it's gonna be generic Jennifer. And we'll hit next. Personalize my Orbi. So Wi-Fi name, we're going to call it GeekSmart. Password, I'm going to keep it that for now just for simplicity, because that way I don't have to reconnect to it. Actually, I do have to reconnect, won't I? Let's just go GeekSmart. Something simple, just so I can do this here. Next. So now it's applying the configuration. It's going to actually restart the Orbi after it applies this. So we're going to go ahead and just skip to the next section. Okay, so exactly what I thought was going to happen after it restarted. It said, oh, Orbi network not found. Well, that's because we're not connected to it anymore. So we can hit try again, but what we're going to do is go back to the main menu, go back to settings and Wi-Fi. So yeah, we're in the Wi-Fi settings. I'm going to select the GeekSmart, which is what we actually named it. And then we're going to put in our password. Go Geek with 3 E's. A little more secure, right? Hit join, which now we're joined in. So if I go back to the Orbi app, log into your Orbi. All right, so let's put in the password that we made, which was, I think it was GeekSmart 17. Sign in. Remember me. Great. Status online. Tells me my Wi-Fi name and password, which is great. Obviously, you can see my 3 E's. Getting all the information. So it's online, and it does have one satellite, one connected device, which is my iPad currently, because I don't have anything else connected to it, because it's a different Wi-Fi and everything. From here, obviously the dashboard is the main screen. Wi-Fi, we can see the information on the Wi-Fi. Device info is what's actually running, so main Orbi, and then the satellite, and all the information for those devices. Add a satellite. If you wanted to actually add a third or I guess a second satellite, you can actually go through the screen, which is basically the same setup screen we had before to set up the satellite that I kind of went through real fast because we did it before we even opened up the app. I'm going to go back. Support, which will actually take you to Netgear's support, which I don't really care about right now. And then new setup, which would be a new system or basically running back to the start. So that is the setup through the app, which is very basic. There's nothing fancy about it. We're actually going to open up the website and go directly into the system. Now, it's already set up. I'm not going to reset it up, but I will show you what the actual web interface looks like as well. All right, so here we're in our web browser. Hey, look at that. Wonderful channel. I'm going to close that, and we're going to go to Orbi login.com. And this is going to take us right to our login. So we're going to do admin. And password is going to be that GeekSmart 17. And now we're logged in. And from here, we're going to see a few more things that we didn't see in the app. More access to parental controls, guest networks. We're going to see more advanced stuff, right? I'm not going to go through the setup of all this stuff. Look at that. There is a new firmware update available, which I will actually do here shortly. Advanced. Let's see what's in here. So setup, security, administration. I can see all the good stuff for my current information and what it's running at. So setup wizards, everything all through the actual Orbi login app. So you can see from the web portal, there's a lot more stuff you can do. Let's see, click here to get it. So we clicked there. And this is how you're going to update the firmware. So in this case, there is an update. So let's update all. And it's going to actually run through the update on both the main one as well as the satellite. And it looks like both of them are currently updating. So that is, in a nutshell, how to do it. And you can actually do a manual update too as well. Fantastic. So that's set up in a nutshell. And now it's updating the settings, and I'm probably going to lose Wi-Fi after it restarts. So we'll go from there. So that, my friends, is the setup of the Netgear Orbi. Now, like I said, it's going to be the same whether you have one satellite, two satellites. Obviously, you can skip about half that if you're just setting up one of the Orbi routers and no satellites. But you can kind of pick and choose on how to do that itself. But pretty basic, pretty awesome. And I gotta hand it to Netgear for making a really fine product in this one. The last couple the last Netgear router that actually appeared on my Tech Gooch channel, which is the review sections, I didn't have a good experience with. It was one of those that was just not reliable. This one is reliable. I have had nothing but great things to say about the Orbi system. So thank you, Netgear, for making a fantastic router. It really does good. It's really fast, and it blankets the house with a solid internet connection. There are other mesh systems out there. I'm not going to use this video to compare them, but definitely one of the good ones. So if you're looking for a good whole home Wi-Fi system for your home, definitely check out the Netgear Orbi. Find it at your local Best Buy. You can find it online in multiple locations. I will link down below directly to it where you can purchase it. And if you do purchase it through those links, you are supporting my channel, so I want to say thank you. But that said, if you need it today, your router's out, head over to your local Best Buy. They'll have you covered with these guys as well. So if you have any other questions for me, please post those below. Like, subscribe, comment, share the video with other people. That's how we get more information out there, and that's how I can actually get more products in to do more of these setup tutorials. And I do have a review, like I said before, so there, you should see a card and also a link below too, where you can actually watch my actual full review of the Orbi. I've actually had it longer now because I didn't do the setup right away. I wanted to actually get the product and use it before I actually did the review, and I did the review first before I retore it down, reset everything, and did the setup here. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next setup tutorial install video. So we'll see you soon.